Assalamualaikum. Good morning, pupils. So we are still in the topic of money, and our subtopic for today is subtraction of money. Okay, subtraction of money. Here is the drillings that you should done before our GM. We revise our previous lesson first. Value of money. Okay, what is the value of the combination of this money? It is 20 ringgit and 90 cent. Okay, this is the abacus that shows the value of 20 ringgit and 90 cent. And then the second one, okay, what is the value of the combination of this money? Okay, 37 ringgit and 50 cent. Okay, this is the abacus that shows the value of 37 ringgit and 50 cent. Okay, next, how about this one? The total of the money is 72 ringgit and 65 cents. 72 ringgit and 65 cents. We revise on the addition of money. For example, 50 cents plus 34 ringgit and 95 cents. So we have to convert 50 cents in the form of RM like this. So we write it as like this, RM 0.50. Okay, this is 50 cents. This is equals 50 cents. And then plus 34 ringgit and 95 cents. So 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 9 is 14. Okay, 1 plus 0 plus 4 is 5. And then bring down 3. Okay, don't forget to make sure the dot symbol or the full stop symbol is in the same line like this. Okay, so write the dot symbol and then RM. And then write the answer in the box, 35 ringgit and 45 cents. Okay, now we go through our subtopic of today, subtraction of money. Okay, remember, subtraction means minus. The other word for subtraction is difference, balance. Okay, example number 1, 45 ringgit minus 24 ringgit. So there is no cent here, okay, only ringgit. So we solve it in standard written method. So 45 ringgit minus 24 ringgit. So we start from 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. And then write RM. So the answer is 21 ringgit. Okay, example number 2. 97 ringgit minus 48 ringgit and 5 cents. 97 ringgit minus 48 ringgit and 5 cents. So we write 97 ringgit first and then 48 ringgit and 5 cents below 97 ringgit. And then underline and write minus symbol. We start from 0 minus 5. So 0 cannot minus 5 because 0 is smaller than 5. So we have to borrow from 0. But we cannot borrow from 0 because there is no value as it is a 0. So we have to borrow from 7. So 7, okay. 7 minus 1 equals 6. And then give 10 to this 0. So it will be 10. And we borrow 1 from this 10. So 10 minus 1 equals 9. And we give another 10 to this 0. So 0 plus 10 equals 10. So now we can minus 10 minus 5 equals 5. And then 9 minus 0 equals 9. 6 minus 8 also cannot because 6 is smaller than 8. So we have to borrow from 9. Okay, borrow 1 from 9. So 9. Okay, take 1 from 9, so 9 become 8. So give 10 to 6, so 10 plus 6 equals 16. So 16 minus 8 equals 8. And 8 minus 4 equals 4. So write the dot symbol and RM. So the answer is 48 ringgit and 95 cents. We go to example number 3. 10 ringgit minus 50 cents. Okay, 10 ringgit minus 50 cents. Okay, we have to convert it like this. Okay, RM10.00 minus 50 cents. Remember, if we want to convert 50 cents in the form of RM, so we write like this, RM0.50, because okay, 50, the digit after the dot symbol represents cent, okay? And then this one, the digit that the digit before the dot is representing the ringgit. Okay, so this is ringgit, this is cent. So it will be like this, underline and write the minus symbol. We start from 0 minus 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. So make sure the dot is in the same line. Okay, so 0 minus 5 cannot, because 0 is smaller than 5. So we have to borrow. So we have to borrow from 1. We can't borrow from this 0 because it is 0. So we have to borrow from 1 first. Okay, 1 minus 1 become 0. And then we give 10 to the next 0. And then now we can, this 0 can borrow 1 from this 10. So 10 minus 1 equals 9. Okay, 10 plus 0 equals 10. So 10 minus 5 equals 5. Okay, 9 minus 0 equals 9. And then bring down 0, write down 0. And then write the dot symbol in the same line with the other dots above. And then write RM. So the answer is 9 ringgit and 50 cents. Now we go through our last example. Okay, calculate the balance. Okay, for example, this is the money that Nur Batrisha have. Okay, and she wants to buy present 20 ring that cost 20 ringgit and 90 cents, and a perfume that cost 37 ringgit and 85 cents. So what is the balance of Batrisha's money? So for that, we have to count the total of Batrisha's money first. Okay, as you can see, maybe you cannot see the value of the money clearly. Okay, let teacher tell you, this is 10 ringgit. Okay, this is 5 ringgit. This is 1 ringgit. This is 50 ringgit. And this one is 50 cent, 20 cent, and 10 cent. So what is the total of the money here? Okay, it is 66 ringgit and 80 cent. 66 ringgit and 80 cent. So to find the balance, we have to subtract the total of the money and the amount that she bought. Okay, 66 ringgit minus 66 ringgit 80 cent minus 20 ringgit and 90 cent. Okay, the present, and then minus 37 ringgit and 85 cent. Okay, the perfume. So we start like this. We write 66 ringgit and 80 cent minus 20 ringgit and 90 cent. Okay, make sure the dot line is are in the same line. The dots line. The dots are in the same line. Okay, like this. So 0 minus 0 equals 0. So 8 minus 9 cannot, because 8 is smaller than 9. So we have to borrow from 6. Borrow 1 from 6. So 6 minus 1 equals 5. So give 10 to 8. So 10 plus 8 becomes 18. So 18 minus 9 become 9. And then 5 minus 0 is 5. 6 minus 2 is 4. Okay, write the dot symbol and write RM. And then we write like this. We write this one, 37 ringgit and 85 cent below the 45 ringgit and 90 cent, and then write minus. Okay, so 0 cannot minus 5, so we have to borrow from 9, so cancel 9. 9 minus 1 equals 8. So give 10 to 0, it will be 10. So 10 minus 5 equals 5. Okay, 8 minus 5 equals 0. Now 5 minus 7. Okay, 5 cannot minus 7 because 5 is smaller than 7. So we have to borrow from 4. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. Okay, and then give 10 to 5. So 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. And then 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, write the dot symbol and then RM, underline. So the answer is 8 ringgit and 5 cents. Okay, teacher hope that you will understand how to subtract the value of money. So for your task today, do exercise in activity book page 107 and 108. Okay, that's all from teacher. Assalamualaikum. Bye.